Carol spent 30 years as a dental hygienist in Columbus, Ohio. She was careful with money. She had a 401k, a small pension from her employer, and she worked with her company's HR benefits advisor every year during open enrollment. When she retired at 65, her HR advisor told her she was in great shape. Employer coverage had taken care of her entire career. Medicare would pick up from there. What Carol's HR advisor did not tell her, Medicare does not automatically enroll most people. There is a 7-month window. It opens 3 months before your 65th birthday and closes 3 months after. Miss that window, and Medicare assigns you a late enrollment penalty. That penalty is 10% for every 1-2 month period you were eligible but did not enroll, and it is not temporary. It does not phase out after a few years. Carol pays that penalty every single month for the rest of her life. Carol stayed on COBRA after she retired, thinking she was handling it correctly. She enrolled in Medicare Part B 18 months after she turned 65. By then, her window had long since closed. Her penalty, 10% permanently added to her Part B premium every month. For the rest of her retirement, her HR advisor never mentioned a 7-month window. Her financial advisor never brought it up. Nobody sat her down and explained that the moment she turned 65, a clock started and it only runs one direction. Right now, thousands of retirees are making this exact mistake without knowing it, and there is a second window, one that most advisors never mention at all, that closes at 63, not 65. Robert is going to explain both. This is for informational purposes only and not financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult a qualified professional for your specific situation. My name is Robert Powes 2, 0S, your guide to the retirement decisions that most advisors never put on the checklist. If this is helpful, hit subscribe. Robert covers the Medicare and retirement tax topics that fall through the cracks, the ones that cost you money not because you did anything wrong, but because nobody told you what the rules were. Today, Robert is going to walk you through exactly what the 7-month Medicare enrollment window is and when it opens. He is going to show you what the late enrollment penalty actually costs over a 2-0-year retirement, because the number is larger than most people expect, and he is going to explain the second window, the income look back that starts at 63, that determines how much your Medicare will cost before you ever enroll. Here is the assumption that costs most retirees. They believe Medicare enrollment is automatic at 65. For a narrow group, it actually is specifically people who are already receiving Social Security benefits when they turn 65. For them, Medicare enrollment happens automatically. But the majority of retirees today are not collecting Social Security at 65. They are working longer, or they retired early and are living on savings and pension income. They need to enroll themselves, and the enrollment window is not forgiving. It is exactly 7 months. 3 months before your 65th birthday, your birth month itself, and 3 months after. That window opens once. It does not come back. If you are employed and covered by an employer health plan, when you turn 65, the rules are different, and Robert will explain that exception. But if you are retired, uninsured, on COBRA, on a spouse's plan, or on marketplace coverage, the 7-month initial enrollment period is your window. Miss it, and you pay for it permanently. Medicare Part A hospital coverage is typically premium-free if you have worked and paid Medicare taxes for at least 10 years. Most people get Part A automatically without needing to do anything. Part B is different. Part B covers doctor visits, outpatient care, and medical equipment. It has a monthly premium, currently $185 per month in 2025 for most enrollees. And you must actively enroll in Part B within your initial enrollment period. The 7-month window is structured around your birthday. The 3 calendar months before your birth month itself, and the 3 calendar months after your birth month. Enrolling in the first 3 months means your coverage starts on the first day of your birth month. Enrolling in months 5, 6, or 7 means your coverage is delayed by 1 to 3 months. If you enroll the moment the window opens 3 months before your 65th birthday, you get the cleanest start date. Most people do not know the window is even open. Nobody sends a certified letter with a countdown. Social Security mails a general notice. Most people set it aside, meaning to deal with it later. Later is how Carol ended up with a permanent penalty. If you do not enroll in Part B during your initial enrollment period and you do not qualify for a special enrollment period, Medicare charges a late enrollment penalty. The penalty is 10% of the standard Part B premium for every 1-2 month period you were eligible but did not enroll. Carol missed her window by 18 months. That is one full 1-2 month period of delayed enrollment. Her penalty, 10% of the Part B premium every single month for as long as she has Medicare. At the current standard premium of $185 per month, a 10% penalty adds $18.50 to her monthly bill. That is $222 per year. Over a 20-year retirement, Carol pays $4,440 extra for missing a 7-month window that nobody told her existed. If she had delayed by 2 full years, the penalty would be 20%, 3 years, 30%. There is no cap on how high the penalty can go if someone delays enrollment for many years. And unlike other financial penalties, the Part B late enrollment penalty does not phase out. It does not reduce once you have been enrolled for a few years. It is a permanent addition to your monthly premium, recalculated each year when the standard premium adjusts. There is a critical exception to the 7-month window. If you are actively employed at 65 and covered by your employer's group health plan or covered as a spouse under an active employee's plan, you do not have to enroll in Part B at 65. You can delay enrollment without penalty as long as the employer coverage is active. The key word is active employment. COBRA is not active employer coverage. A retiree health plan from a former employer is not active employer coverage. Marketplace coverage is not active employer coverage. Only actual employer-sponsored group health coverage tied to current employment qualifies. When active employer coverage ends, either because you retire, lose the job, or the employer stops offering coverage, a special enrollment period opens, you have 8 months from the date that employer coverage ends to enroll in Part B without penalty. Carol's mistake was staying on COBRA after retiring, believing it was equivalent to active employer coverage. It is not. Her special enrollment period opened the day she left her job and lasted 8 months. She did not know it existed. She let it close. Here is the window most advisors never mention because it opens 2 years before Medicare starts. Medicare Part B premiums are not the same for everyone. The standard premium is the floor. For retirees with income above certain thresholds, Medicare charges an additional surcharge, the income-related monthly adjustment amount. Most people know it as IRMAA. IRMAA is determined by your income from 2 years ago. In 2025, Medicare uses your 2023 tax return to set your 2025 premium, which means the year you turn 63 is the income year that determines what you pay for Medicare Part B and Part D at 65. For most retirees, this is invisible. But consider what often happens at 63. A large Roth conversion to prepare for retirement. A big IRA withdrawal to bridge a gap before Social Security. The sale of a rental property or appreciated stock. Each of these can push income above the IRMAA thresholds, and Medicare will charge the surcharge starting at age 65 based on that 2-year-old income. The IRMAA surcharges in 2025 are significant. Income between $106,000 and $133,000 for a single filer triggers an additional $70 per month above the standard premium. At the highest income tier above $500,000, the surcharge exceeds $419 per month. For a couple where both spouses have Medicare, these surcharges double. A retiree who did a large Roth conversion at 63, even if their income in 2025 is minimal, can face a one-time IRMAA surcharge year based on that 2023 return. The good news, IRMAA is not permanent like the late enrollment penalty. It recalculates every year. A one-time income spike causes a 1-year surcharge. But if income stays elevated at 63 and 64, the surcharge can last for multiple Medicare years. The planning move. If you are 62 or 63 and planning a large financial transaction, a Roth conversion, a property sale, a business liquidity event, have a tax professional model the IRMAA impact before executing. The Medicare surcharge is a tax that can be managed, but only if you see it coming. If Carol had known 3 things, she would not be paying that penalty today. First, Medicare Part B is not automatic. Enroll during the 7-month initial enrollment period, starting 3 months before your 65th birthday. Do not wait for a letter that explains the urgency. The letter will not come. Second, if you retire before 65 and go on COBRA or marketplace coverage, your enrollment window is still open. COBRA is not a special enrollment period trigger. Your clock is your birthday, not the end of COBRA. Third, if you are currently employed at 65 and covered by active employer coverage, you do not need to enroll yet. But the moment that coverage ends, an 8-month special enrollment period opens. Set a calendar alert the day coverage ends. 8 months sounds like a long time. It is not. And for the IRMAA look back, if you are 62 or 63, the income decisions you make right now are your Medicare premium decisions for age 65. Work with a tax professional who understands IRMAA brackets before executing large transactions. Carol is 67 now. She is enrolled in Medicare, she is healthy, and she is managing her retirement well. But every month, that 10% penalty shows up on her statement. $18.50 every month. She does not resent it. She says she just wishes someone had told her. Her HR advisor knew she was retiring. Her financial advisor knew she was turning 65. Neither one put the enrollment window on the agenda. Over the next 20 years, Carol will pay approximately $4,440 in penalty premiums. Not a catastrophic sum, but $4,440 for a 7-month window that nobody explained, that is the kind of cost that quietly accumulates at the edges of her retirement. Nobody planned for it. You are not Carol yet, or if you are, you have already enrolled. But if you have someone in your life who is turning 65 inches the next 12 months, a spouse, a sibling, a friend, they need to know about this window before it closes. Not next year, before their birthday. If this helped you, hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds and it helps more retirees find this information. Subscribe if you have not already. And if you know someone who is approaching 65 or just retired, send them this video today, not tomorrow. Pause 2. 4S today. Drop your age in the comments below. If you are in the enrollment window right now, Robert will tell you exactly what to do next. And if you already missed it, there may still be options worth knowing about.